Welcome to Six Rings and Counting. I'm your host, Corey Idle, and joining me, as always, the smartest man in the NFL, Mr. Lou Willard. Lou, what's cooking today?
Now, still on location, still looking at players. I got to work a few players out today, make a few calls, but we'll make it happen. There's a couple guys out here at Colorado State I want to look at. Got some potential players out here.
Always on the grind, and we appreciate you taking the time out to break down our continuing top 100 free agents of 2025. We are now into the nitty gritty, as the kids say. I don't think they say that anymore. We are doing 49 through 25 today. And guys, we got a bunch of Steelers on this list. This is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, this is starting out back-to-back Steelers right out the gate.
That's it. That is it. Let's start right away. Number 49 on our list, running back Najee Harris from the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is the most interesting thing I've seen about Najee, because we've already talked about him quite a bit and how he's probably not coming back. Listen to these stats, though. I have not heard this or realized he was this good. His 1,097 rushing attempts since he entered the league in 2021 ranks second to only Derrick Henry over the span. His 4,316 rushing yards rank fifth, and his 3,203 yards after first contact place fourth. That is a productive running back.
And I mean, I knew those stats because I watch every game.
Oh, yeah.
And then watch all the stuff. But for some reason, they didn't want to extend him. And that reason is Jaylen Warren. I have to believe that was the reason, because the young man, I think, is actually better than Najee because he can actually give you some production in the passing game.
Yep.
I would love to have Najee back. Love to have him back. Let's start there. I don't think he's coming back. I think he's going to one or two places, and I could be completely wrong. I think he's going to New England. We talked about this off air yesterday.
Yep.
But I think he's going to New England because of Vrabel. Vrabel had Derrick Henry. This is a poor man's Derrick Henry.
Yep.
But a very effective running back. Or I think he's going to Dallas. He went to Alabama. He's a Southern boy. I think he's going to Dallas. So those are my two picks. If I had to put them in order, and this is where you and I disagree on it, I say Dallas, New England. You say New England. I think Dallas was your second one. But I know my number one would be Dallas, but I do agree with New England because of Vrabel. I know Vrabel. Had the pleasure of playing with Vrabel when we were teammates in college. And so I know the guy. He's a hard-nosed coach.
Yeah.
And this is a hard-nosed running back. It's a perfect fit. And they have the money. And how do you help Drake May? Give him a running game to keep the pressure off of him. Obviously, they need receivers. But give him a running game and take some of that pressure off of him. Because you can get him and you can release Ramadre, because he fumbling the ball.
Oh, Stevenson, yeah.
Yeah. Or who's the backup running back there, too? That came from Washington and went there.
Oh, he's a free agent.
So he's already gone.
Yep.
So you can even, but you can just release Ramadre or trade him. Somebody will take him. I know they signed him to that. They signed him to that 3-year, $29 million deal. But you just have to trade him because Najee's an upgrade over that. Dude's fumbled the ball one time since he's been in the NFL. One.
Yep. He's a beast, man. Not taking him isn't a matter of talent. It's a matter of money. We can spend that money to sign him in a lot of other places that we need. And that position is not tight end, by the way, Pittsburgh.
And you're already going to have to match the contract offer that Jaylen Warren's going to get.
Yep.
Because you can't lose both of them.
Oh, no.
I mean, unless you're telling me you're going to get Ashton Genty, you can't lose both these guys. So I think he walks and gets paid, which he very much deserves to get paid. And I don't think Pittsburgh can match his contract and match Jaylen Warren's contract while still fixing the wide receiver position.
Totally agree.
So I think, unfortunately, he will be wearing a different uniform. I just hope it's Dallas, so he's not in the conference.
Here's another guy that I hope is wearing a different uniform next year. 48 on our list is tackle Dan Moore,
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
bye.
Steelers. Yeah,
What they say, boy, bye.
we've talked about this so much, dude. I like him personally from what I know. It's just for whatever reason, it's not a
It's
good
not.
fit.
He needs a new landing spot. He started out strong last year too. I said, okay, maybe I was wrong on him.
Yep.
No, I wasn't. So
No.
there you go. But so
Next
best of luck to him. Thanks for his service.
next on the list, 47, another tackle, Alaric Jackson, Los Angeles Rams. This guy's interesting, not necessarily because we need a tackle, but more so because he's an undrafted free agent
Yep.
and has been protecting Matthew Stafford's blind side. I don't know if you guys kept track, but Matthew Stafford, as he's aged, has played really, really well. And that's because his
And
uniform largely stays clean.
and their offense plays really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is a guy, if you're going to bring a tackle in, you got to bring him in to start. And so that creates that competition with Broderick Jones. The rest of them are cool,
Oh, yeah.
but Broderick Jones is the biggest question mark. And
Yep.
like I said on the previous show, he's never had the chance to really play left tackle where he played. So I think before Pittsburgh replaces him, you got to give him that chance because that's where he's played. That's where he
Mm-hmm.
played at Georgia. That's what got his ass drafted in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
He get to the NFL, he's never played it. What he played at 1 or 2 games?
Oh,
He's
at
been on the right
best.
side. Yeah, he's been on the right side. So, but if you can get a guy like this, because the Rams are a lot like the 49ers. If
Mm-hmm.
you play on the line there, you got to be able to run block. So this guy can block, and he's proven he's a pass blocker as well. So it'll
Yep.
be a great pickup. We got to go back to money. We're working with 60 million. So we'll see.
It'll
Because
be
all these guys on
interesting.
this list from here on out, people are going to be expensive.
Oh, yeah. These guys are and they expect to start. These
Yeah.
aren't guys we can, like, oh, I hope he signs as a backup. Probably not happening with the majority of these guys.
Yep.
46 on the list. Linebacker, Bobby Wagner, Washington Commanders.
Not leaving.
Nope. And he's what, 34?
Oh God, yeah, he's probably Cam's age.
Yeah.
Probably Cam
So
Hayward's age. So
I
and plus he's not leaving. They made a surprise run to the NFC Championship game. They got beat
yep.
down, but that's okay. They were young, except for guys like him. And I can't see him wanting to bail out on those younger players. And I can't see Washington letting him go, even if they overpay for him. The leadership he brought to that locker room and team is invaluable.
That's it.
Overpay his ass another year and try to get all the way to the Super Bowl next year.
Yeah, you'd have to think Washington's going to spend the majority of their offseason fixing a bad defense.
Yeah,
So Bobby Wagner staying there, whether you have young guys or new guys to the squad, he's invaluable to that locker room. You got to keep him.
he really is. He really
Uh,
is.
45 on our list. I think you've heard of this guy, quarterback Russell Wilson, Pittsburgh Steelers.
And Pittsburgh's still negotiating with him. They're
Yep.
negotiating with him and they're negotiating with Fields. I don't
This.
understand. He's going to be 37.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Matthew Stafford is 37 and he's a free agent. Who would you want, Matthew Stafford or Russell Wilson at this point?
Matthew Stafford.
Absolutely. So if you're still negotiating with this guy too, which you got to talk to all of them.
Of
But
course.
if I add Justin Fields into that mix, give me the 26-year-old for the next 3 years and let me roll with the young kid and see what happens because my receivers are very young. It is a young team. That's why you have to
Yes.
bring a veteran in. But you have a stable coach in Tomlin and
Mm-hmm.
Arthur Smith, but they're also tying their Pittsburgh careers into those young guys.
Yep.
But you can still win with them.
Oh, yeah.
Not that you can't win with Russ and Stafford, But man, look, Pittsburgh has that tradition of just being older. Get young and let's go. So
That's it.
nobody in Pittsburgh wants to hear rebuild, but guess what? Okay, we're restarting. You just can't go with the older guys. I'm not saying they won't bring him back. I'm not saying I'm going to hate it if they do, but
I will.
it's just a situation where I'm like, okay, well, at least we make the playoffs, get beat in the first round
Nope.
again.
And that's why I'll hate
That's
it.
it's
We're
a
just
it's a broken
content.
record.
Yep.
It's a
We're
broken record.
just content with being losers and 10 and whatever. So
Yeah.
pass. Number 44 on our list, wide receiver Keenan Allen, Chicago Bears. He'd be great to come in just as a serviceable guy, but also I'm good. I'd rather get younger. Like we just talked about, younger guys, faster guys, speed. Keenan
And
Allen's not doing that.
and does he want to coach the younger guys? I know we have position coaches, but does he want to be the leader of that locker room to show them how to be professionals?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm bringing in a veteran, and I'm not saying this guy can't be, but if I'm bringing in a veteran, I'm bringing in one that could reach knucklehead 14 out here if we plan to keep him. If we
Yep.
don't plan to keep him, then Keenan Allen's is a guy that's definitely out. But
Yeah,
if
like
I'm bringing one in, I'm bringing one in that can reach these young guys.
there you go. I'd rather spend that kind of money on a Cooper Cup if we're gonna go that route.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely.
then yeah, that's just no good.
Yeah.
Another guy we get to skip over here, 43, edge rusher, Deo. Yeah, that's his last name. Indianapolis Colts. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, and I am not insulting an entire continent trying to pronounce it.
Owendingo, something
Sure.
like that. But anyway, next.
Yep. He's an edge rusher, so it doesn't matter. 42 on the list. Guard, Mekhi Becton, Philadelphia Eagles. He's not leaving.
No. No. Why would you? Why would you?
Yeah.
These
He's not
fools could
leaving.
run it right back.
That's it. They're going to try and re-sign as many as people as they could. And if I'm on that offensive line right now, I'm staying right where I am.
Why
That's
would
a
you
good
go
job.
anywhere?
41 on our list. Now we start talking a little more. Our list. Interior defensive lineman, Levi. Jesus, why are they doing this to me? Onwuzurike.
Onwuzurike.
Have fun with that. Detroit Lions.
The thing is, you might be able to steal him away, but for me, again, it's money with the defensive side of the ball, which I don't really want to spend too much of it.
Yep.
Detroit's defense was bad, and it was bad because they lost 12 people. He only started 11.
Yeah.
They went through some people.
Yep.
So there's two ways to look at this. They know they get all these guys back. I don't know which of those guys who got hurt or are free agents or not under contract any longer or whatever.
Mhm.
But if they know they have a good portion of those back, they're not letting this dude leave the building because of the offense they have that's
Yep.
in place. So they need to know if they can hold you to 21 points, 24 points, they can beat you.
Mhm.
Teams like Pittsburgh right now have to hold you to 13. These fools can give up 24 and win. And I've seen them give up 40, 44 and lose by 2.
Uh-huh.
So because they were so banged up, it's kind of like a mulligan. I think he might know it. I'm not sure what their cap situation is like, but if they can afford him, they're bringing him back.
Oh,
If they
100%.
can't, he's a guy that definitely needs to come in Pittsburgh's building to see what kind of money he's looking for and length the contract.
Dig it. Number 40 on our list. Another name we get to skip. Edge rusher, Baron Browning, Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, edge rusher.
Yep. Good luck to you. All right. Now we're starting to get into interesting names. Number 39 on our list, wide receiver, Darius Slayton, New York Giants. This dude's been really good.
And riddled by bad quarterback play.
Yes.
It's just, has he ever had a good quarterback?
No.
The poor fella.
Yep.
Great guy. He won the Walter Payton Award. That tell you he has great character, great guy. So if we're bringing in a veteran receiver to try to teach the younger ones how to be NFL players and how to be a professional, I'd rather have him than Keenan Allen. And I know a lot of people go, "Are you crazy? Keenan Allen's numbers is." That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking to keep the kids on the team that we got. Which, if you could roll out Pickens, Austin, and Wilson, that's what you drafted them for.
Mm-hmm.
This guy could come in that locker room, in that wide receiver room, and talk to them and teach them how to be professionals. And
Yep.
then he can actually play. He can still
Yep.
play. So he has that benefit as well. And when
No.
you win the Walter Payton Award, you've proven that you're
Oh.
willing to teach, help everybody.
Yep.
So it will be a great addition. And I don't think he's going to be too expensive.
No. I don't think so either. Believe it or not. I mean, he's had his last 4 seasons, he's had at least 700 yards receiving on 15 yards per reception. His first 5 years in the league. Those numbers are nice considering, but when you get into contracts, those numbers play against you.
They
So
play against you, yeah.
I don't see him being too expensive. And to echo Lou's point, he's going to be a great locker room guy, which right now this receiving core desperately needs.
I mean, imagine bringing in him and Cooper Cup.
Oh,
If you do that, you definitely bring back Justin Fields because
yep,
now you have 2 guys that can help his ass out.
yep,
Not that they can't help Russ, but Russ throws the deep ball. These guys aren't going deep. Justin Fields will drop it off over the middle if they ever call a play over the middle. But anyway, if you're going to get receivers like this, they have to help your receiver room and they have to help your quarterback. Russ doesn't need his help.
no,
Fields can use it.
yep.
But I'm willing to take that chance with Fields. I mean, I know I'm a homer, I get it, but I'm just willing to take that chance.
Same, totally agree. 38 on our list. Probably you would think we're not going to sign him. We don't need him, but also we have 4. We might need a 5th tight end, Juwan Johnson, New Orleans Saints.
Pittsburgh, the only team in the league with more tight end than they had linemen.
Or quarterbacks.
Skip.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. If they sign Taysom Hill, we'll at least have a quarterback. That's the way I look at it. 37 on our list, wide receiver Marquise Brown, Kansas City Chiefs.
This one will be good, but he got hurt. I'm not sure about this guy.
Nope.
He didn't do much in Baltimore because that's where he was, wasn't it? Baltimore, or wherever.
Yep.
Then he went to Kansas City.
Yep.
Something like that.
Arizona too.
Arizona, okay.
He's bounced.
Yeah, Arizona. So I think you will be getting another Deontay Johnson without the confrontations in the organization.
I was going to say, I haven't heard anything about that side of the ball. That being said, George Pickens right now is basically running go routes because, as Lou alluded to, we don't pass over the middle. So unless you're going to get route runners for me, we already got this covered. I don't need another guy going deep. We have Mike Wallace and everybody else you can think of. We don't need them.
Yeah.
Number 36
I can't see him coming there. Yeah. No, I just can't see him coming.
No, me either. That's a desperation. We haven't signed anybody. He hasn't signed anybody. Let's just take him so we don't have to draft a receiver.
Yeah.
36 on our list, tackle Tyron Smith, New York Jets.
Very good player, but becoming very injury prone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's in his 30s, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he's kind of aging out of it, and that alone makes me pass on him.
Yeah, if you wanted to back him up, again, I know we just said, like, you don't have any backups on this list. If you wanted him to back up Broderick Jones and because of his age could get him on a cheap 1-year deal, fine.
Yeah.
But I think you can get other guys cheaper down the list that'll probably provide you a longer injury-free season, which is something we desperately need. 35, another Steeler, guard James Daniels.
Signing, I'm biased. Signing back, he tore his Achilles. I get it. He's coming off the injury, but I don't give a damn. We can talk about everybody else on the list. Signing.
Yep.
And everybody know why I'm biased. So yeah, I ain't even hiding it. But no, but on the serious note, to keep the show serious, he was very productive. He was better in the pass blocking than he was in the run game, so he needs to improve that. But I think
Mhm.
with what we have on the line now, he's going to have to compete for a starting spot. But worst case scenario, he's a hell of a backup. And now coming off an injury, you don't have to pay him a ton of money.
Yep.
And he's a high character guy, and he's not going to cause you any problems. So I would love, outside of my opinion about him personally,
Mhm.
I would love to see him bring him back because he's a good, solid football player.
Yeah, I'd love to see him bring him back, and quite frankly, like you were saying, I'd sit him for as long as I could. Just let him
They
heal
they don't
all
need to start
the
him.
way. Exactly.
Yeah, they don't need to start him, and not at guard.
No. No, no.
And they don't. Yeah, they don't need starting. But yeah,
Uh
it'd be a good signing.
oh, totally agree. 34 on our list, wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, Kansas City Chiefs.
Nah.
No disrespect to Nuke, great career, great wide receiver.
Oh, it's Hall
Just
of
too
Famer.
old for where we're going.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yep. Interesting one here, just again because the Bengals have so much cap issue right now. Number 33 on our list, cornerback Mike Hilton.
He's been here and he left because Pittsburgh couldn't afford him.
Yep.
They can't afford him now because the money needs to go to the other side of the ball. It wouldn't shock me if they signed him though, because he only left for the money,
Right.
which look, I would have left too.
Hmm.
I'm not begrudging the man for making his money. Make your money. But now he might see something. He may stay with the Bengals because they have a legitimate shot at going to another Super Bowl.
Yep.
And he was there when they went to one and should have won it. So he might want to run that back because he knows, with the offense they have a legitimate shot.
Hmm.
Problem is, can Cincinnati afford him? Because they got to pay Higgins and Chase. Uh, so he might be priced out of Cincinnati. And if he is, Pittsburgh seriously needs another corner. And if they can afford him, depending on what he's asking for, I wouldn't mind seeing him come back. I know he's 31, but
Hmm.
he can give you one or two good seasons. Then you got to draft people. That's
Oh
that's
yeah.
Pittsburgh's fault if they don't draft anybody to help spell these guys. But
Yep.
yeah, if you can pick him up, I love to see him come back because he didn't leave under bad intentions or bad feelings or anything like that. It was a simple money thing. Pittsburgh was cap strapped. Now they're
Yep.
not. So
And
we'll see what happens with this one.
you talk about a guy that could help Corey Trice along the way. There you go. A veteran
There
like
you
him is
go.
exactly what you're looking for.
And he can jump right in that slot for you
Yep.
and be that third corner. So it'll be a good signing.
100%. 32 on our list. Guard Kevin Zietler, Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
I
they're
don't
not
see him
letting him out of
leaving.
the building. Yeah,
No.
they're not letting him out of the building. And Pittsburgh
Most
doesn't need a guard.
no. Most of these Lions guys, I look at it this way. Most of the Lions guys, most of the Chiefs veterans, most of the Ravens veterans, these guys are probably going to stay with their teams if they
Yep.
can, just because they have the best chance to win.
And
That's
not
it.
only that, and this guy, Mr. Zeitler here, he's
Hmm.
34 years old.
Yep.
He's not uprooting his family out of Detroit. He's retiring in Detroit. They're moving to wherever they're going to choose to live. You're not jumping a team at 34. Because
100%.
who can you look at and go, well, I can go over here and play for them. They got the best chance to win a Super Bowl. Never thought I would say this in my lifetime. Who can you say that with confidence more than you can say Detroit? No, I never thought I'd say that.
It's
I mean,
wild.
where's he going? The Eagles, they don't need a lineman.
Exactly. You might
Chiefs
sign with
don't need one,
Kansas City, but because they're
but they
losing
don't.
everybody.
They'll work around it. They'll
Oh, they
just they'll
will.
just they'll restructure Mahomes' contract and bring them boys right back.
That's
But
exactly
I
it.
mean, Detroit has. If you start taking potential Super Bowl winners, you start with obviously. I always say whoever won it, which is the Eagles. Then I
Hmm.
would go Detroit. I mean, before you even get to the AFC teams, so he's not going anywhere.
No. 31 on our list. Linebacker Nick Bolton, Kansas City Chiefs. We can skip over this.
Yep.
We just don't need him. He's going to get so
Yeah.
much money if he leaves that team. We wouldn't want to spend the money on him.
Yeah, because it takes away from the other side of the ball. Yeah.
Exactly. Now we're going to start talking. Number 30 on our list, cornerback Asante Samuel Jr., Los Angeles Chargers.
Would love to have him. Guarantee you he's not getting out of that locker room. Would love to have him.
Oh, yeah. Him and
There ain't,
JPJ? Are you kidding me?
they're not letting, there ain't no way Harbaugh letting him go, especially the way he want to play. There's no way he's letting him get out of that building.
No. No, he's team captain type guy. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Number 29 on our list, guard Tevin Jenkins, Chicago Bears. We've discussed guards all the way
In
through at
nauseum.
this point.
In nauseum.
Thank you. They just can't. Don't need it. Don't want it. And that applies also for number 28, Will Freeze, Indianapolis Colts.
Yep, whom they won't let out the building either.
No, he's the best offensive lineman the Colts got.
Yep.
They got to keep him, especially now. I heard the Colts are talking about open quarterback competition, which how could you not? You got to have a good offensive line for anybody that's going to be back there.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
If nothing else, you got to keep Jonathan Taylor upright as long as you can.
Yep.
27 on the list, safety Talano Hufanga, San Francisco 49ers.
I won't lie, I don't know a lot about this guy.
No.
But it's still talking about a position that we have to see what we're going to do with Minka before we can even entertain any of this stuff.
Yep. He seemed like he
at
was
that
good.
Particular position.
From what everybody says, it seems like he was pretty good over his first couple years. He got injured last year, only had 308 snaps.
Oh.
I'd rather have Minka at this point. You know what I mean?
Because 308 snaps, you can play 60 snaps. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at 4 or 5 games. That's it.
Yeah.
Tops.
Yeah, I'm good. 26 on our list is another skip. Center Drew Dahlman, Atlanta Falcons.
We definitely don't need one of those.
No, sir. And rounding out the day, number 25 on the list, cornerback Carlton Davis III.
He's a good ball player.
Yep.
But again, he's this high on this list. Detroit has to fix that defense. And he's another one that they lost.
Yep.
I mean, fractured his jaw. But so they're bringing him back. That's just the bottom line. He's not getting out the building. We would love to have him, though. Yeah, we'd love to have him.
Yeah, I'm not familiar, as you said earlier, I'm not familiar with Detroit's cap position right now.
Yeah.
So unless this guy wants to get paid, I don't see it. But also, if I'm offering Carlton Davis III that kind of money, I'm throwing at least an extra $5 million to Asante Samuel Jr. because he's more of a Steeler type player.
Exactly.
That's just the way I would look at it.
And I believe he's younger. I get all the guys mixed up, but
no, you're right. You're right. Coming up for our next show, just to preview it a little bit, we have a lot of fun to talk about. We might run over again on that one, as we've been doing, because these names are so compelling. We got Aaron Jones coming up, Zach Bond coming up, a little guy we know named Justin Fields. We have some conversations, Lewis, to talk about.
Yeah, especially when we get to 21 with Dre Greenlaw from the 49ers. I know he's a linebacker, but damn, he good.
Yes, he is.
So
he is.
We got some stuff as I start looking at this list. There's some guys that we just can't afford to.
No.
As I scroll down that list.
If you think Greenlaw's not getting out of San Francisco, you are wrong, because they already are saying they have to re-sign Brock Purdy to a long-term contract. And that dude is getting paid.
Yeah. Oh, Brock Purdy's going to get probably 45, 50 million a year. I mean, they don't have a choice.
No.
They don't have a choice. But yeah, This is going to, looking at this list, I can't wait for the next show. We are going to run long. We might have to go 25 to 15 and then do 14 to 1. We might have to break the last 25 out into 2 more shows.
For real, because our producer Nathan will literally shoot us in the face if we keep going over like this.
Try to hit us in the head with a metal bat. But yeah,
because this is slow.
This is going to be, we might have to break it down in 2 shows. Because this is, looking at these names, it's going to be some conversations to be had.
It'll be fun.
Because I get long-winded anyway. I was long-winded when we was doing 100 through 75.
No, you're not long-winded. You're big-lunged.
look, get diarrhea at the mouth.
Well, while we find Lou some mouth Imodium AD, we will continue to keep you guys updated if anything exciting happens for the Steelers. But until then, we will see you next time as we break down the top 100 free agents, 24 through number 1. Everybody have a good week. For Lou, I'm Corey Idle. We'll see you next time on Six Rings and Counting.